You'll probably notice that I am in the same location as the previous video where I answered questions about Mennonites and so on, but I'm just doing everything in one setting. And so this video is going to be just general questions and answers that you guys ask us. And I wrote them on a paper and it split, so I don't feel like rewriting them all. So first off, one of the first questions was, how old are we? I am 30, just turned 30 April 10th. Oh, that's a hard one. I tell you what, leaving your 20s makes you start feeling pretty old. I'm 30, my husband is 32. 31. He'll turn 32 here in July. This is April. Yes, he's 2 years older than I. And Xander just turned 2. And a lot of people ask, what does NJ stand for in the channel? A lot of people think it stands for New Jersey. It's not. We live in Pennsylvania. NJ stands for my husband and my initials. Kind of the story behind it, we often thought it'd be fun to have a brand, something that looks like a brand, because he's from out west where they sometimes brand cattle. So we came up with a brand with our initials, NJ, and we had been selling some products online where we actually branded our products, and so that's kind of what we stuck with, and I wanted to stick with that in our channel as well, in case we wanted to ever blend the two. That's where the NJ comes from. It's not New Jersey, it's stands for Nolan and Janine family. So the next question is, do I make or buy dresses? I personally make my own. I know there are different people that actually sew dresses for you. I've had it done a few times where I had someone else sew my dresses, and I do like that, but there's certain little things that you do that you kind of unique little sewing things you do yourself that makes a dress fit a little better, and if someone else sews it, it often tends to fit not quite as well, in my personal opinion. So I usually end up sewing my own dresses. 3, what flowers am I planting this year? I'm actually not sure. My sister's gonna come help me. I'm the type of person that I do not know flower names. I just go and I'm like, oh, that's pretty, that would look nice together, and everyone else is like, oh, did you buy such and such, such and such? Pretty much the only flowers I know are like daisies, Shasta daisies, Gerber daisies, sunflowers. I just love any kind of bright, cheery flower. Other than that, I just go buy what I like. So how was my upbringing? You seem independent with lots of skills, love, and common sense. I'm not really sure about all that, but I feel like I grew up in a very good home, a very traditional Mennonite home, and my mom was very much the type, if it wasn't getting done by the men of the household, then she would try to figure it out herself. Electrical, wiring, and plumbing, and whatever all. I remember my mom doing things. So maybe I learned a little bit of that from her. I would be very much, the type that I really enjoy learning new things, especially if it's something that interests me. If it's not, then I'm just like, I'm actually really lazy. Yeah, as far as the camper and the woodworking, I had some questions about that. I've never actually done much woodworking at all. So I just kind of jumped into it, tried to figure it out, asked Nolan a lot of questions, made a lot of mistakes, and kind of learned as I went. So it's just sort of how I, enjoy doing things. I'm the type of person, it's not a really good habit actually. Something will really intrigue me and I'll just dive into it head first, and that's all I can think about for like 2 weeks or a month, and then suddenly I'm disinterested with it after I've figured out how to do it. It's kind of a bad trait to have. I have a hard time sticking with one thing for too long. Do I like to cook? I don't mind it. It's not a first love. I don't like baking. I do enjoy cooking to a certain extent, but it's definitely not a first love. But I don't just hate it either. Are we going to homeschool? Probably not. A lot of Mennonite churches do offer private schooling, and as far as I know, I think we'll probably plan to send our children to a private school somewhere. That's how we both grew up, and we enjoyed that. How did Nolan and I meet? He's originally from Oregon, and as it is often with Mennonites, we kind of have this joke that we often meet either at Bible school or school teaching, because in the Mennonite circles, a lot of young people will often go teach school for a few years if you feel that's what you wish to do, or if you're called to do that. So I was teaching school for 2 years out in his area. After the first school term was out, he asked me out that summer, and we started dating, and I taught another year of school, and then we got married the following year in the fall. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Sometime I like to make a whole video just kind of on our story, but for now that's a quick answer. The next question is, how long did we date? Which was about 1.5 years till we got married, I believe. How long have we been married? Well, currently this video is in April. We've been married 6.5 years, and this September it'll be 7. Crazy how time flies. I still feel very young married, kind of. yeah, kind of young married. What made me start my YouTube channel? This is kind of a interesting question. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I've often been intrigued with the vlog style of video, and when we decided to go to Paris for our 6th anniversary, we thought, you know what, let's make videos about it. Like, so I just love photography and videography. I'm not just the super best at videos. I'm still learning a lot. Pretty much ever since I can remember, I've been taking videos and pictures of life and just documenting life. My old videos are obviously very boring to watch, and they've definitely come a bit, but I still feel like they can get, yeah, I'm just glad you all enjoy them. And so we decided we're going to kind of do a style of where we talk about our trip and what was going on and share it with friends and family. And so that's what we did with our Paris trip. And you'll notice that I am a little bit more easy in front of the camera than we were back then. And it is a big difference knowing that you're actually talking to an audience than when you're just talking to a camera. And so some of my earlier videos definitely look a bit more stilted than they do now, so I apologize for that. But yeah, we were just starting out, and so we started to share with friends and family. And then I wanted to do the RV renovation, and I've often just loved watching a whole process from beginning to end with these. I don't know why, for the past probably 2 years I've been watching people redo RVs and campers, and I've often wanted to do one and document it. And then slowly I just kept thinking about it more, and I just kept feeling that maybe I should start a YouTube channel. Talked with Nolan, and we decided to start, and I kind of thought it'd be a nice way to maybe share with some people just our lifestyle, and maybe have a channel out there for if anyone wants to follow along, just a simple Mennonite lifestyle, and and see how we live, and that we're maybe not quite as strange as some people think we are, and just, yeah, maybe have a bit more of a positive channel. I know there's so much negativity going on all the time, and yeah, so that's just kind of some of the thoughts that were going on in my mind, and I did not expect it to grow like it did. So yeah, you all have been amazing. I remember when I hit 1,000 subs, I hit a panic mode, actually. I kind of got stage fright. I'm like, I'm not ready for this. I don't know if I want this many people to know who I am. Like, 1,000 is very small, but it just felt huge to me. And for a minute, I was questioning whether I should keep going and talking to Nolan, and yeah. But here we are, almost at 5,000. Yeah, I'd be happy if it stayed this small. I'd be happy if it kept growing. So I guess we'll see how that all turns out. How many brothers and sisters do you have, and what number are you in birth order? There's 5 of us total. I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, and I am the youngest. So I'm the spoiled, rotten one, they tell me, and they never forget to let me know that. There you have it. Spoiled, and I guess I'll own it. The next question is, where do I get my skill set from, like building, remodeling? Did it come from shadowing someone in your family, or did you just jump in it on your own and learn by trial and error? I kind of answered that previously, but yeah, my mom was kind of one to just try and figure things out, and I guess that's kind of where I got it from. I never really thought I had a lot of skill sets, so thanks for that. Yeah, I just enjoy trying new things, and a lot of times, you know, sometimes things don't work out, and sometimes they do, so yeah, you guys aren't really seeing the things that aren't working out. Someone asked a Plexus question, how many pills do I take per day? Do I sell Plexus? And I take a lot of Plexus products just because I'm tired of ordering from all over the place. And yes, technically I do sell. I became an ambassador, so I could say for myself, but I never really pushed the products because I just remember I got very tired of other people trying to shove it down your throat, and I didn't want to be one of those people, so I haven't really pushed Plexus a whole lot. But if any of you are interested in it, you can let me know. It would help me out a little bit, that's for sure, but I'm not pushing it down anyone's throat, so yeah. I'll have links to that below if anyone is interested. Are you planning on more babies? And we hope so. Hopefully the Lord will bless us with more. I've been really struggling with health, like I said before, and so I've been pretty paranoid a bit of getting pregnant again, but I guess I just need to trust the Lord and hope everything goes well. We definitely want more children, and hopefully soon, but it's definitely something that's scaring me a little bit because of bad experiences in the past and so on. Someone said, I want to know place you live, your education, your religion. Obviously our religion was answered in the other video. We live in Pennsylvania, just kind of out in a rural I can't even say it, rural area. I'm too Dutchy, I can't even say it. We live out in the country, anyway, on a farm in Pennsylvania. Our education is actually, we went to a private school. My education only went to 8th grade. I studied some more later on a bit, but it's becoming more and more popular for Mennonite groups to go to obviously a high school education, and then some take on more studies as they get out of school and just do like online studies and so on. I would say a lot of them have a 12th grade education, but the standard is in more conservative groups would be an 8th grade education. So yeah. Someone asked what kind of drone I use. I should have it. I'm sorry I forgot to bring it out. It's the DJI Mavic Air. It's just a small, cute little drone. Oh, I love it so much. I used to have this big thing that my brother gave me. I could make a whole video on just camera gear because I just love talking camera stuff. Probably bore a lot of you, but let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video. I've heard different people say they'd like some photography tips. I would love to make a video about that sometime, and I plan to in the future, so yeah. Next question, do we like coffee better than tea, and what is the favorite time of day? Definitely coffee, hands down. I actually have it right here, and it's getting cold. I drink coffee when I can, and Nolan's a big coffee drinker. Out in Oregon, they had more coffee shops than probably any other store in that little town. Oh, so much fun when I taught school. I just went to coffee shops every single day. Don't ask how much money I spent on coffee. It's probably not even right. So yeah. And favorite time of the day, personally, I just love Xander's nap time. I love him to death, but I just love that quiet time of day when I can focus on me time, what I want to do. Maybe it's work, maybe it's relaxing. So yeah, that's kind of my favorite time of day. And obviously evenings as well, when Nolan comes home and we can have family time together. Abigail Peters asked, do we plan on traveling more, maybe Europe? And the answer is yes, hopefully, if the Lord allows and if the budget allows. But we love traveling and we kind of have a passion for it. Try to save up for every few years to be able to go on a trip. We save up flyer miles and different ways, and if we can, we like to get away on a little getaway. I would love to go back to Europe. I have been to a couple countries there that Nolan has not, and I would love to take him to especially like Switzerland. I think it's just the most beautiful country ever. Next question is, what does my husband do? He builds agriculture fence. So yeah, he goes around, he works for my brother actually, and they have a pretty big fencing company, and he builds like high tensile fence, board fence, woven wire, and so on, basically for farms. And he's pretty busy. He gets up really early and sometimes gets home pretty late, so I'm definitely blessed to have a hardworking husband that provides for us and makes it possible that I can stay home with Xander. Tips on taking better pictures. This was asked a couple times, and like I said before, I think I'm going to make a whole separate video on that just because I love the topic and would love to do a video on that. So we'll try to cover that in the future. How many children do we want? Well, I don't really think we have a definite number. I guess we'll just see how many the Lord sends our way, how health is and so on, and just see how that all works out. But definitely more than just Xander. He's such a blessing, and I would love to have a few more children, so yeah. What foods do we prepare? We try to stick with more of a whole food diet, I would say. I often do like, just fry meat in a pan, like fish, chicken, whatever, or just make like a meat. Maybe I'll have meatballs, or yeah, more of a Pennsylvania style meat. I do enjoy making various types of meats with sauces and so on. And then we usually just have like a vegetable and possibly rice, or a few times like a baked potato or something. But we try to keep a lot of whole foods, salads, and so on. Try to eat more healthy. We don't eat a lot of sugary foods except for special occasions and whenever it enters the house. We do have some junk food in the house, but for the most part we try to have our meals very healthy. So yeah. Do we have a budget? The answer is yes, we try to. Every month, Nolan has money that we divvy out into categories. Kind of try to follow the Dave Ramsey approach, but yet we still use credit cards. And so we use our credit cards like a bank account. And whatever money I have to spend, I use from Nolan's, and if I go over budget, then I have to somehow figure out how to cover that. We have a specific amount for each category. If you want me to talk more about that, I can. Just let me know in the comments if you want any type of video like that. I don't feel like I'm an expert at it, but I could talk about it if you wanted to. On my mother-in-law video, I was burning garbage, and that got a lot of people did not appreciate that, which I can completely understand. And someone asked, why do we burn garbage? Is this because you don't have garbage collection services? And the answer is no. I guess it's just something we always did, and I do understand the concerns with that, with the environment and everything. And it's kind of a thing that's just been, that in our area is done more, I would say. You can buy burn barrels and so on just down the road. And so it's just something we've always done, but I do understand your concerns, and I'm told Nolan we should look into trash services. Yeah, the whole concern with plastic, burning plastic, I think that was the biggest concern because it is one of the most toxic things you can burn. Yeah, I guess my mindset before had always been, well, the landfills are just so full around here, like they're struggling to find landfill space anymore. Like, why would I add to the landfill when I can just burn out here? But I do understand that people think that burning trash is worse than actually just letting it in the landfill and all the toxic stuff that goes on there. I don't know. I guess it's kind of a toss-up, but I would say that I would agree with you that burning trash is definitely the worst of the two. This is Becky. She also asks, with home decor being on trend right now, I'd like to know a little more about your home decor choices and if you will ever change the interior to more modern or anything. I probably will. Trends change every about 10 years or so. When we got married about 6 years ago, I was really into bright colors, and we painted the house the way we did now. And that was kind of my decor style. And I'm the type of person that I'll decorate something and I'll like it and I'll just leave it that way. Like, I just don't really want to deal with it for how many years. I'm not really the type of person that just is constantly redecorating. If something is clean and neat and somewhat nice looking, I don't have to always be on the latest trend, I guess. And I'm not saying that at all in a pious way. It's just who I am. I wish I was more always, decorating with the seasons and keeping up with more modern things, but I just feel like there's so many other things that I can spend my money on that I enjoy more, like photography equipment, for instance. I'd rather be spending that extra money that year for cameras that better suit what I want, that I can document life, scrapbook that, put it on the shelf for years to come. I understand that I could do both, and I'm not making an excuse for that. It's just my personality type. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm always trying to redecorate my house. Now, having said that, I'm getting pretty tired of my kitchen. It's really dark and gloomy, and I would love a white kitchen anyway. So maybe once I get new cabinets or something, we can start redoing. But I hate painting so much that I just push it off and push it off and push it off. So that's kind of my personality as part of that. But yes, it has nothing to do with religion, why I don't have my house decorated more modern. So yeah. The last question, or maybe it's more of a comment that I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Becky Wofford, maybe? She says, I really enjoy your videos. They make me happy. I really pray you're all so happy as your videos show. And that's actually a good comment, and I'm glad you enjoy my videos. I'm so honored that many of you actually enjoy and follow along. It blows me away that anyone would be really interested in our life. And I thank you for that. It's actually very good that you pointed that out, like, are we as happy as videos show? Because I know that falseness that comes with social media, and I can so easily choose what I want you to see and what I don't want you to see, and that's a big pitfall. I try to make sure that what goes in our videos is a lot what our lifestyle is like. But obviously, I am very human. We are human. We lose our tempers. We get angry. Sometimes we don't treat each other as Christ would want us to treat each other. We just try to do our best to say we're sorry, to pick up and go on. But I would say for the most part, I would say we are a happy family. We have our struggles, our disagreements. We have our human tendencies, just like any family does. But we strive to live a Christian life and to be happy, and it's not always easy, that's for sure. And I do know that a lot of my videos do bring out the highlights of life, so you often tend to see more the happier side of our life, and it's not always that happy, that's for sure. So I just wanted to point out that we are human. Obviously you know that, but I don't feel like we are putting on an extra front for videos. I have been taking videos ever since I've been 14. It's just kind of become part of me. I just love documenting life, and so when we go places, I often have my camera along and just try to capture the moments. Anyway, so thanks a lot for all your questions. And thanks a lot for watching. Yeah, we'll see you guys around. And thanks so much for being such a wonderful group of people. Y'all have encouraged me so much. Different times I've felt like giving up and just quitting the YouTube thing. It's just it is hard work. It takes dedication. Some days I just do not feel like editing. Some days I just do not feel like shooting a video. So thanks a lot for the amazing support you've been, and have a blessed day. And see ya.